No, I did that.
What's up, everyone? Happy Sunday. Welcome to the JR Wisdom channel, the Sunday sermon. Looks like I got a poor connection. Let me try to... Yeah, sorry about that. I'm probably clicked out because I was switching over from Wi-Fi to data. So, let me go outside. Hopefully this connection improves. If y'all are seeing me, if anyone's on here, because I can't tell who's online right now, go ahead and give me a shout out if you can hear me. Okay. Jared, can you see me? Can anybody see me and hear me pretty well? I'm going outside real quick because that signal inside is not too well. What's happening? What's happening, everyone? Greetings to everyone. Happy Sunday. I've been meaning to get on earlier, but I'm worn out. Had to take a nap earlier, so in light of all this, your favorite girl or your favorite woman or favorite hoe, prostitute, whatever, occupant of Gomorrah, whatever, I figured I would go ahead and talk about this, but not in the manner of everyone bringing attention to her because of this photo that she has. So for those of you who don't know, and we're gonna get right into it. If you haven't seen it, I don't have the thumbnail up right now because when you go through when you do a live stream or a vlogcast or whatever through the mobile app, which is what I'm doing, you're not allowed. You take a picture and do you take your own picture or whatever. So as opposed to doing a hangout, you can actually upload it. So anyway, you said the photo isn't real. Well, it's suggestive if it isn't real, and I'm pretty sure that wouldn't. If you saw that flash across your TV screen, you wouldn't want your kids looking at it. And I'm pretty sure everyone else jaws would drop by viewing this picture of this woman. So her whole thing now is basically to say that this is about women's liberation. This is about being free. This is about showing what I have. This is about revealing that it's okay to have, in the words of Bernie Mac, public hairs. You know what I mean? So she's showing this suggestive thing, I guess, trying to start a new movement, which ain't really a new movement as far as it being suggestive for this. So to backtrack, with this, with the whole Amber Rose, before we get right into it, for those of you who don't know, because I know there probably potentially some people who don't know who this woman is. This woman, she's a young lady, I guess, early mid 30s, from Philadelphia. She was involved in stripping at an early age. Became, very popular. I guess obviously with stripping, regardless of what you say, stripping and prostitution go hand in hand. So she's in the sex game, sex trade or whatever, and that somehow she managed to become a video vixen or whatever for someone, and ends up on the set of a Kanye West video for RoboCop or something like that. I guess which never came out. She shot the video. He liked her so much, he called her back, wifed her up, had him as his girl, whatever, And basically, by bringing her out in the public, out and about at all these different events, people were wondering who's this bald-headed blonde chick that he's got right here that looks different than everyone else. So she pretty much got on and got in the limelight in that aspect. She said this is just like Kim Kardashian. This is nothing that she really asked for at the end of the day, but she's gonna take advantage of it, which I respect that at the end of the day. Why not take advantage of something like this, especially a business opportunity or money-making opportunity. So she does this and goes from this point, and obviously in this whole industry of degenerates and others and drugs and all these other things, women get passed around just like men get passed around. So obviously she's made her rounds, and another guy, Wiz Khalifa, y'all probably know, he ends up marrying her and has a son with her. And she becomes friends with all the socialites, the Kim Kardashians, the Black Chynas, all these other women. She gets her own, basically blowing up, off of her body. I think she has her own show, while I don't know what's the status of it now. But anyway, she basically blew up from here. So she created this whole movement called the slut shaming walk and stuff like that, because men are, slut shaming women and saying if women dress a certain way that they're sluts, blah blah blah. Which, I see what she's trying to do, you know what I mean? But at the same time, no man or father is gonna go for that shit. I wouldn't go for it. Which basically said, baby, my daughter, baby, go live your truth. Don't let these men tell you what to do. You dress how you want to dress out here, baby. This is me telling my daughter this. Imagine me as a man, a man who's raising his daughter to have morals and principles, to know you get treated the way you conduct yourself, which is what some women fail to realize, that the way you dress is part of your conduct as well. Believe it or not, that's how you're conducting yourself, is the way you're dressing. So this is a world where men are going to treat you as such, and they're going to, why is it that these type of females get all the attention? Said, why is it these type of females get all the attention? Because they have, this goes hand in hand. A freak for attention has no moral compass. I say this over and over on a lot of my videos. Freak for attention has no moral compass. So, no man in his right mind is going to condone his daughter saying, this feminist movement, slut shaming, own your stuff. Like, she even goes as far as saying, and this is the thing where they were talking about sex with her as far as sex goes, and she's saying that it was something along the lines of, when you're intimate with a man, even ladies, even if you're in the process of having sex with a man, you still, what you do, you still have the option, or you still just say no means no, which is a fact. But if you're in the middle of having sex, and or you're leading, it's the conversation she was having on the interview was kind of weird the way she was saying it, but you're basically like, you'll get a man to a certain position, even to the point where you guys are having intercourse, then you'll turn around and there's still the option of, saying that this guy raped you after you guys are, intimate, having sex and stuff like that, and people were asking her things like that. But this new thing, that what I'm getting to with this woman is, I don't have an issue with her, I don't have an issue with what she's doing, but it's like, it's so much of what she does, is, as well as these reality stars, they're so popular and they're so trendy and they have a following, and whatever they do, women tend to follow what it is that they do. Now that this woman is revealing her that she has pubic hair, as if a man cares anyway. I guess some women would say, well, a man wants a woman to be a certain way, a Brazilian, all this other stuff like that. Then he, in my opinion, you need to go be with a little girl. That's just and I don't condone that. But you're with a woman for a reason. So this whole thing that she's coming up with now, I guess she's trying to start a movement for this, and it's like everything that goes on in the media, it's to be followed. It leads me back to a conversation I was having last night, and it's funny, I saw this, that everything goes, like, you have a European, which, as far as this world is concerned, the European is the standard of beauty. The European woman is the standard of beauty, bar none. You can argue and say all this stuff, You're proud to be this, you know, I'm proud to be Asian, I'm proud to be African, I'm proud to be Indian. But at the same time, you know, a lot of these women uh, are emulating that of European women. From these wigs, these contacts, we're seeing the skin bleaching, all of these things you're emulating, but still saying that you're pro-black, and then want to come out in the same tone, same token, which I be wanting to say, yo, shut the hell up. You say that you're slaying. These pictures, these selfies that you take, and Amber Rose, obviously she's Cape Verdean. And I think her father's Italian or something like that. But Cape Verdean are black people. But she really doesn't consider herself black, but her business is within the African American community. The men she's been with is within the African American community. As much as she talks trash about black men and things like that, this is where most of her supporters come from, is the African American community. So it's crazy, you know, and you dye your hair, her hair's dyed blonde. You know, if she's got all of these assets, this voluptuous woman, so should men start rejecting these type of women? So should men start rejecting these types of women? Like Amber Rose? I mean, you go, I'm not telling any man to reject whatever. You go for what you want. If that's the type of woman you want, then go for it. But you got to look at it at the end of the day, is she an asset or a liability? You know, is she an asset or a liability, which is what I constantly, you know, talk about. You got a respectful woman, which I'm gonna be doing a video on that shortly. You know, a good woman, you can build with a good woman, but a bad bitch is a liability, as they call it, quote unquote. Excuse my French on a Sunday. But a bad bitch is a bill, maintenance. Just like you get a luxury car, a upscale car, you're gonna have to pay for all this. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to pay for this maintenance for this woman, instead of building with a woman, as they call it, the adjustable 7. You know, as the term has been used, as opposed to you going for a 10 that don't really have shit going on. It's just a pretty face, you know, that don't have nothing going for them. And I've been down that road already, so I tell you, it won't bring you peace at the end of the day if you're seeking a woman just for her beauty, and she can't do shit at the end of the day. But it's a lot of geniuses out here that are, you know, putting money into these women, and there's no return on investment. I think Irv Gotti, and you got the Puff Daddies and all these other guys. Irv Gotti just had a interview on the Breakfast Club where he was talking about, you know, the woman has to be bad, she has to be fine, she has to be this. I'll pay for everything. But I guess he's got that type of money to do that, you know, where, you know, he's paying just for this woman's company and just to have sex with this woman. You know what I'm saying? A sugar baby, whatever you want to call it. You know, so he's got that type of money to do that. But for the average Joe, like you and I, you know, you got yourself a bad, you know, quote unquote bad bitch, and there's no contribution. Like, I was having this conversation last night. You know, can't even get this woman to rub your back, can't get this woman to cook anything for you, can't get her to clean up anything. You ask her to do, you know, hey, can you even give her the money to pay some bills for you. I'm not paying no bills. She look at you sideways. But the only thing she's willing to offer for you is to be your eye candy out and about, and, you know, have sex with you every now and then. So this is just something. Let me take an intermission. If y'all don't mind, if you're in the chat, go ahead and get the likes up. It helps promote the video. It's simple, just as quick as you clicked on the video. It helps to promote the video. It doesn't cost anything. Or you can hit the super chat, no big deal. I'm just reading you guys' questions or comments real quick. JR, only bitches like her can take advantage of that opportunity. Men can't whore or lie that unless they are bent. Why is it that these type of women get all the attention? I think I already. If a fat obese woman did what Amber did, there would be backlash. Yep. In their minds, any attention is good attention. That is correct. All attention is good attention. All publicity is good publicity. So should men start peace, brother? Just came across your channel. Peace, Bam Bam. What's happening? What's happening? Keenum White. What's happening? Bam Bam. Jared Orla already said what's up. Tamara C. What's happening? Real men of today are tired of these fake bodies, dyed hair, false nails, independent women attitudes. Most happy couples I see, the women are what we would call average looking, but the men are, every woman who wants to be famous does what Amber. They think that that's the route to fame, is following what these hoes is doing. Amber Rose and Kim Kardashian. You see Lawrence Fishburne's daughter got turned out trying to do porn. Her father's already a millionaire, but she wants to do porn just to become famous and blow up overnight. And you see that's not for everyone. Happy, nice, sweet, can cook, love their children and her husband, respects them. She follows that feminist movement bullshit. But see, this feminist movement, which I'm going to get back to that. Remind me to get back to that because I'm reading you guys' comments. What I want to convey in this video is this feminist movement, is it going to get you anywhere? And then you look at the grand scheme of things, as far as me saying the Amber Rose prophecy, and I'm going to get into that, it's not going to lead you anywhere but to ruin. Bam Bam, that's my family nickname. That's ironic. That's mine also, Charles. Hey, no, I'm trying, bro. Tamara, awesome, bro. Nice meeting you. Blessings, Tamara. Spread the word. Feminist movement bullshit is infatuated. That's civil rights movement. Okay, so basically, this back to the feminist movement I was talking about with this woman, right? She wants to get you to be able to, bury your body, all this stuff like that. Don't let these men keep you from hiding your body. What's the objective at the end of the day? What man, other than some mentally ill person, wants to keep a woman like Amber Rose? Or keep a woman that's in the club? Or keep a woman that's constantly in pictures out partying and doing this, and this? No man, no serious man is going to take you seriously unless he's trying to pimp you out. Yeah, I've noticed that. They all became famous without education. No man that's serious about anything is going to take you seriously. Who wants a woman, which some dudes is cool with, that basically has bared it all to the world, and you can pass a man that in traffic that she's probably been with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is crazy. It's single. I go down. I know, and I say this a lot. I go down through my Facebook and I see so many of these women, and you only see pictures of them. They go on trips. They leave their kids. They don't take their kids on trips, which I'll hear women say, well, I deserve to go on trips. But damn, every single one of your trips is without your kids? Only time I see pictures of them posted is when they're out at a club or they're out at an event with someone else. I never see pictures of them other than that. And you never see pictures of them without weave or makeup. Let's see the real you, baby. Cut all that stuff out. You know what I mean? I saw this one woman. She posted up a picture. I guess she was like, she took her wig off, lace front, whatever it is she had going on. She took her weave out for one day and said, "Look at me with my natural hair." But I'm waiting for my stylist to call me, my hairdresser to call me, because I got to get this stuff back in immediately. So just a day without her hair. So at the end of the day, cut it. That slaying. How you slaying when all this you have on a hat, you have on a hair hat, and your face is painted up, slayed to the gods, as you like to call it. You know what I mean? So you have on a mask and you have on a hat. Along with all the accessories, the eyelashes. Margot, what's up? The eyelashes and all this stuff to match, and you're getting surgery augmentation. So it's unjust. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in the sex business, I guess that's something you got to do. You have to invest in this stuff. But back to what I was saying. Okay, and I've been thinking about this over the past few years, right? We see more and more every year. If you go to the beach, you look at what's in the news, you look at these TV shows, women reveal more and more every year. the swimsuits, from the clothes that they wear. You think, the skirts, a lot of the stuff that's see through. A lot of the skirts now is see through, the slits ride all the way up. You got a lot of the dresses women wear. You can see directly through them to their underwear. And there was a prophecy that was related by the messenger 1400 years ago, and he said that in the future, women will dress as if they will be clothed, but they will be naked. They would be naked but clothed, or something to that effect. That the clothes would be so tight, or you could actually see them naked, and it's like now it's within competition to see who can show off the most skin. And it's like a lot of these guys, a lot of men are waiting to see the point where women are actually walking down the street naked completely. And I think it's going to end up coming to that, especially when this augmentation becomes a whole lot cheaper. Women are going to want to show off a lot more of their body. And now when you get with a person like Amber Rose is showing, her and I think Kim Kardashian did the same thing. You're showing off your reproductive organs, even though she, you saw hair, but you're getting to the point where you're showing this off. It's a trend that a lot of these women are going to try to outdo each other to prove. You know what I'm saying? You're showing this off to the world, and you have a child, you have a son, who's gonna look back at a lot of this stuff, and a lot of people say, well, why does it matter? Her son is too young, But you think about the legacy that when he does come of age, and the fact that the father is seeing this, and he probably can't say anything to this woman, but it's all in the name of fame, or pushing the envelope, whatever, however you want to say it, to see how far you can go. If you want your children to have a chance. But all the supporters, I didn't look at the picture on Instagram, but I can only assume the support that she's received for that. And at the end of the day, mothers, is this something you would approve of your daughter doing? And fathers, is this something that you would approve of your daughters? Any man, there's no way in hell. You know what I'm saying? But I guess this is the point where a woman would say, oh, you're just trying to be controlling. As a father, you're trying to be controlling. You're trying to tell me I can't bear my beautiful body to the world for them to see. For what? What's the purpose? Because in this age, this stuff it comes and goes so quickly. Probably next week, the end of next week, people may still be talking about this picture with Amber Rose. But it's just the topic of the week, so to speak. Definitely next month they probably won't be talking about it. You don't see anybody talking about Kim Kardashian's photo anymore. A similar photo she did like that. You don't hear them talking about that anymore. Probably, and I think it may have went on for a couple weeks, but after that, there's no more talk about it. It's come and gone. So what did she achieve? So what I'm saying is, by her doing this, the influence, and she's an influencer, obviously, like a lot of these other people, these social media folks. She's an influencer, and now women are gonna jump on the bandwagon and say, well, maybe I need to grow mine out now. As if there was a problem before. You know what I mean? And like the same thing when I go back to the weave and all that stuff. As far as the accountability goes, I was having a conversation last night, and I was saying that when a man will tell you to your face he doesn't give a damn about that weave or none of that stuff like that, a woman will turn around and say, well, black men like white women with long hair, that's why we get them. Black women like these white women with these features, so this is why we get it. That's like the dumbest shit ever, anyway, besides the point. And then they say, black men call us ugly, that's why we get this stuff. It's self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying this over and over. This is the argument that I hear. This is the reason why we do. You have some women will justify it with that. Now I'll hear, why do you wear this? Why do you do this? Why are you guys wearing these weaves? Why are you wearing these makeup? Why are you doing this? It's because black men won't date us. Oh my goodness. And black men like white women. You know what I mean? Meg Nicole, hello, greetings to you. So they won't date us unless we put this stuff on, unless we do this, which is the biggest, you know, that's so stupid. That's just like I think I said before. If a woman told me that she will only date a man with dreads and his face has to be clean shaven and he has to be something else I would have to be able to change with my body. You think I'm gonna do that shit? I'm not doing something just because a woman say that that's what she likes in a man. She likes a man with dreads. I'm not gonna grow my hair out. You know what I'm saying? Want a man with a 12-inch pipe. What they say? I read the thing. A beard. I'm going light skin, 6'3", 6 figures, driving a nice car, and they ain't got shit to offer. These shit will reject the same men and go gorgeous tall men with a 6-figure income. Yeah, Pam Anderson's teenage son had to defend her honor when their classmates were calling her a slut to their faces. Amber and Kim's children would be, yeah, same shit. But it's not about the kids. It's about you, and it's about you constructing or you building the following, or you trying to say push it to the next level. Your PR, your publicist, your stylist telling you what's the next thing to do. Miss Black, greetings to you. They also influence girls. I work in the school system, and girls as young as elementary have been found with nudes of themselves. Exactly. Some of them with involved parents, some not. My niece, I think she was 15, sending nudes, and my niece stays with my mother, and she discovered that she was sending naked pictures to boys and stuff like that. But they feel like that's something they have to do, and it's funny how these young girls don't know that these boys are going to show other boys. You know what I mean? And but I guess that's just something like that's just something that's just growing. Learning, you have to learn. When the whole school sees your naked body, I guess you'll learn then. You know what I mean? Which is technically, what is it called? Child porn or something like that. Child pornography. Even if you send it to another teenage kid, it's technically still child porn. However, the laws are set up for that. She doesn't realize that she is setting women back with this slut walk bullshit. Facts. I mean, if you follow that shit up, I mean, that's on you. You see how far following Amber Rose is gonna get you. You know what I mean? See how far that stuff is gonna get you. Amber Rose, unlike a lot of these women, has a rich husband who pays her child support every month that she can probably live off until this kid is 18. And other than that, she's getting booked, for all these other things. So you can't live the same life as Amber Rose. You know what I mean? Amber Rose, not every video model makes it. Not every girl in a video. She just was in the right place at the right time. Because there's a dude, I don't know his name. He seemed kind of sweet or whatever. But if you go on YouTube, there was this guy. I guess he was a good friend of hers. And basically, when she was stripping and doing stuff like that, he was trying to help her get on or whatever. He's from Philly, and he said, remember back when they had those, they probably still got them, those Boost Mobile chirp phones? He said he remembers back when Amber, and like I said, he's on YouTube. I saw this like years ago, and he was saying how, she couldn't afford a cell phone, you know what I'm saying? And he bought her a Boost Mobile cell phone, and when she went out to LA to be with Kanye and all this stuff like that, and like she basically, when she got on, she forgot about him. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing, I guess, when Kanye was dealing with her. He alluded to in his music. Her brother's on coke or something like that, and him supplying her with the money, or Kanye contacting this other dude to try and get in contact with Amber, But Amber's still messing with these street dudes, and Kanye spending all kind of money just to try and locate her. But she's still living that street lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about her. You know what I'm saying? What she's trying to do. It's all about, propagating her brand, her image, promoting her brand, her image. And that little boy is just he's just he's just a meal ticket at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So you if you follow these type of people, you'll see how far in life it will get you. At the end of the day, you follow these type of people that have this lifestyle and think that it's so trendy and influential, and if I do what they're doing, I'll make it. You might make it, you might not. You know what I mean? But you are, in your actions, you're soliciting or you're drawing to yourself a certain type of man. You know what I mean? So don't be surprised, you know, which I never did get how women act surprised when they get a certain type of attention from men based off what they wear, and they say that they don't deserve this attention that they're getting when you're, I don't want to say suggestive. What's the solution to prevent us from being led to Gomorrah? That's good. We need to. I guess I haven't arrived there in this video. The suggestion to prevent us from being led to Gomorrah is to know that everything you see isn't truly what it is. I mean, the media, people outside of your circle will lead you astray, even though it appears, there's an analogy that I think it goes like prophetically that you can be presented with water, but it's actually fire, and you can be presented with fire, but it's actually water. But something as beautiful and as appealing as this lifestyle, you have to accept everything that comes with it, just like your actions. You have to accept everything that comes along with it when you decide to do certain things, and you can't back out, and sometimes you have to sacrifice certain things to live these lifestyles. And a lot of these people who get involved in these things, and I don't know if I'm probably straying away from answering your question, but they're not like really happy at the end of the day. They're not happy. They're stressed the hell out, trying to figure out how to stay on top, how to remain in a place, battling with drugs, battling with all these outside different things, and probably can't even sleep at night. But at the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself. Spiritually, you have to be in tune with what it is, and that, as she said, the discernment of certain things. Some people don't have a look at when I say successful, I don't mean like Amber Rose. Look at what other successful people are doing, people you may know, and see what it is that they are doing. Because if you look in the streets, what you think is success really isn't. Or if you're looking into the nightlife, just look at how far a lot of these people have gotten in life, and you don't have to look that far to see where they got. What's the goal? What are your goals? If you have to set goals for yourself as far as being led to this Gomorrah, what is what is your goal? What's your goal in life? What is it that you plan to do? And if you have that set in your mind, then there should be nothing that should be able to deter you from reaching this goal. So that's the first thing you have to have. As far as a lot of these people don't have any goals in life, so they're easily influenced into doing other things because they don't have a goal. They don't have anything in particular. A lot of people just want to get high and just not be in tune with reality, and not have a plan, not have a 5-year plan, not wanting to do anything to basically I guess, contribute to the betterment of mankind. They're just here just to get high and die. You know what I mean? And just say I don't need to figure it out, or they're able to do that because they don't have responsibility and they have someone enabling them in life. So I think that's the first key, is to stand on your own 2 feet and have a goal as far as being led. Have a mind of your own. You don't have to do anything that somebody else is doing. You don't have to do what anybody else is doing. You got your own mind at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And if you haven't discovered that yet, then you're definitely more susceptible to, falling into these things. And it's hard to say, when you're alone, married, whatever have you, if you got a partner to help you out to do these things, while still remaining an individual, because your partner could be leading you to hell too. You know what I'm saying? And that love could blind you, from progressing. You know what I'm saying? Rob Marsh, what's happening? So, a lot of people married now. A lot of people married now and don't know they're being led to hell. You know what I'm saying? And they're hoping that, there's a change, or they're supporting someone that's dead weight and they're not able to progress because they're just holding on to this person and just think that this person is going to make a drastic change in life. So if you're content, if you want, what did I heard, I was watching anime earlier, right? And it was an episode where one of the characters said on it that you can't, if you want change, how you can't expect change without sacrifice. There has to be a sacrifice that has to be made for change. And you can take that however you want to take it. That could be a person, that could be time, that could be food, you know what I'm saying? All that other stuff. The fact that society is accepting this in the U.S., outside the United States, other countries are looking down on Amber and misrepresenting American women. Would you agree? Yeah, I agree. But it's big business here. This country, the United States, is all about entertainment. This is an entertainment society. We have a short attention span, and we have to be entertained. That's why we're always on the internet. That's why we're always doing gossip shows. That's why we always got all this television. If you want to get on an entertainment, that's why you have all these people come to America, because they know we like to be entertained. Everybody comes to America to make it. You got all these British actors, all these other people, everything, reality shows. People love from all over the world. They love watching our reality shows, and they're like, they really think that this is how Americans are. I have a guy I work with. His wife is British. She just moved here, and like she really thought that the women here were like these real hoes of Hollywood in Atlanta. She was really afraid. She thought that women were really like out here like acting like that, like straight up crazy, all this shit. People really think this stuff is real. Just like if you go to other countries, they really think that black people act like this, that black people are savages, and that black people just shoot everyone in sight, and will beat your ass at the drop of a dime if you look at them. You know what I'm saying? But this is the nature. I've been in other countries. I've lived in other countries, and this is the thought process of many people who don't know, especially even if it is the city that abroad is populated by Americans. Language, because we are criminalized and told how shitty of a man we are. Cool Coley, what's happening? The majority of our society is lost. The CIA infiltrated the media. They control what you watch and see. Adolf Hitler once stated, to control the media, you control the masses. Bam, bam. Our women are programmed to do what you are. What is sad, Tamara C? What is sad? that people are so easily influenced? Is that what's so sad? I'll wait for her answer. But Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Which I don't think I've addressed that. I've just put that on here as far as this. Sodom and Gomorrah. Since this is Sunday and we're talking about a sermon, right? The nature of these towns. Y'all know the story of Abraham and his cousin Lot. I'm assuming, I think that's his cousin. You know, Abraham, in the land of Canaan, obviously he said he'd go one direction. Lot said he'd go the other. Lot ends up in, and I'm paraphrasing all this. Lot said that he would go in the direction of Sodom and Gomorrah, or whatever, where he resided. All right. So, these both being men of God at the time, he ends up in this town, which is beset in inequity and iniquity. Yeah, I heard of that network thing. I saw that. It's beset, and you have basically men and women doing all types of acts. Homosexuality, bestiality. People having sex like dogs in the street, which is another prophecy that was given for mankind. And I know my battery's about to die, so I'm gonna probably have to wrap this up soon. I'm on 8%. That mankind, before the horn is blown at the end of days, before all these signs, I got a video on that as well, as far as signs for the end times or whatever, end of days. That people along with this, being dressed like they're naked and stuff like that, that people would have sex in public and no one would care about it. You just be walking down the street and people will be having sex, and they don't have enough no shame about themselves to take it somewhere else. So people of Sodom and Gomorrah were like this as well. Sin, what's up? People of Sodom and Gomorrah were like this. Prostitution was rampant, homosexuality. It was related that, and I believe there's a hadith on this about the men of Sodom and Gomorrah. Obviously, were engaged, in homosexuality, but they could not even control their bowel movements or their gas. It would just be free flowing. And I'm not saying that as a joke, but I believe this is related from a hadith as well, that the men of Sodom and Gomorrah were like that. They conducted themselves as such. So, all of this wretchedness and things, anything was going on at that point. You know what I'm saying? Everything was permissible in this society. Whatever went, probably, with children, all this other stuff. Everything, the most disgusting acts were conducted, and they were allowed, and they were permissible, and the government, whoever governed those towns, allowed it. So, Lot was there, and he, for whatever reason, I guess he was praying to be put in a better position. Abraham, at the time, received, he was approached by the angels and was given the glad tidings that his wife, Sarah, would be with child, and she laughed and said, something along the lines of, how the hell am I going to have a baby? And one of them angels overheard her and said, is there anything too wonderful for God? Or something to that effect. And, she was surprised that they heard her. So, he goes talking or whatever, and then all of this other stuff. And I believe either that instance or they came back later, the angels. And supposedly they said this was God, obviously God that was talking. God said to him that he would, the angels were on their way to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah at that time to go see Lot. So he basically is going back and forth with God, saying, well, if you find X amount of people there, will you save the city? If you find this amount of people there, if you find, they started numbers and he kept going down. And then God said he wouldn't destroy the city, blah, blah, blah. So basically, the angels are sent forth to Sodom and Gomorrah. They go to find Lot, because Lot and his family are probably the only righteous people in there. So he comes there, and basically these new people, no one in the town has seen them, the city has seen them, and goes there, and he brings them into his place, into his house, because he knows how the people are. The people see him going to Lot's, these angels going to Lot's house, and they're knocking, banging on the door, basically trying to get with these handsome, because angels were beautiful, or came in the form of beautiful men. So these men want to get down and dirty with these angels, right? So Lot's like, no, I'm not letting you have these angels. And he says, you can have my daughter, or something to that effect instead. He was going to actually send out his daughter, instead of the angels, just for that matter. So all in all, the angels gave them, basically told them, blinded the people, told them what's going to happen, and told him and his wife, his wife had a love for the city, the town, and told him to evacuate the city. And when you evacuate, do not look back at the work of God as it's being done. You know what I mean? And the wife, who had such a love for the city, as they, the commotion and the fire and brimstone was being rained down upon Sodom and Gomorrah, she turned back, and she was turned into a pillar of salt, as an example. So, the whole situation of, Lot getting away, and him secluding himself in a cave, and all this other crazy stuff of him having sex with his daughters and all kind of stuff like that, and having kids, all this other crazy stuff. So with that being said, this town, they said New Orleans and a lot of these other places, Thailand, where these natural disasters are stricken upon, is because of the iniquity of the people that are there. So it was said by Sodom and Gomorrah, was related from a hadith, that it was actually basically like when the fire and brimstone was coming down, it was like little rocks that were hitting the people one by one with fire, and it had their names on it, I believe. And the angel Gabriel was said, when he picked up the actual town itself with one of his wings and turned it upside down and smashed it onto the ground. This is related from the hadith. But what I'm saying is, we going off into all that stuff like that, that you who follow these trends, being awoke very deep jewels you dispensing today. You follow a certain person. You follow a person and you see how their lifestyle is. Make sure you do your research on them. You can take the good from a person and leave the bad. There's, by all means, do that. So, you can learn a lot from anyone. You can learn something from bums on the street, as people always routinely say. You can learn. There's always something to learn from it. And people say how crazy the story is of Sodom and Gomorrah. But how long do you see any place that's filled in this manner go on without being destroyed? A town, if you think of any town, any place, you know what I mean? Any place that you can think of now, how long is it going to go on? And when you look at the grand scheme of things, who knows how long Sodom and Gomorrah went on like that before it was destroyed? You know what I mean? So it just comes a point where, it's warnings, and people know. Maybe it might come a point where people don't know the difference between right and wrong, I guess, or or right and wrong is subjective. And I always say that, I guess, when you come into terms of divine legislation, excuse me, when you come into terms of divine legislation, you have right and wrong, then you have right and wrong of mankind, and mankind operates as it wants to when it comes to right and wrong. So obviously you have mankind's legislation, what they deem from country to country, right and wrong, So you can go ahead and follow this woman up. You can follow any other woman up. You know what I mean? But this is just something to consider. Would you be cool with your daughter doing this? Man or woman, would you be cool with your daughter doing this, and would you encourage her to do what Amber Rose is doing? Just food for thought. And if she's a trendsetter, go for it. She said, "You getting down today?" I'm just talking trash as I normally do. There's nothing. People say that, but it is what it is. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. If you're just now joining the chat, because I can't see who's all, how many people are in here. If you don't mind, go ahead. Yeah, I try to do this every Sunday. If you don't mind, go ahead, hit the like button. It helps to promote the video. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. If you don't like to, hit the dislike button. It doesn't hurt me either way, but liking it does help promote the video. So I'd appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having a good dialogue in this chat today. I didn't pass the collection plate today, so y'all don't have to trip off of that. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button along with the bell. That way you get all the notifications for all my upcoming videos and when I do go live. Make sure if you're just now checking me out on my video, check out my other videos as well. You might see something else you like, hopefully. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it's been cool. I'm on like 3%, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. Add me on social media if you haven't. The links are in the description, or should be in the description now. And if you haven't, what are you waiting on? If you haven't gotten any of my books yet, they're on Amazon. The links are in the description also. What are you waiting on? So if you have it, yeah, I'll do that. And if you got any questions, feel free to email me, or any topics you'd like me to discuss, email me that as well. That link is in the description. And the Well of Wisdom, the link is in the description. And remember, anything lost can be found again except for time wasted. As I always say, a vision without action is merely a dream. So that's your way out of Gomorrah, or your way off the path to Gomorrah, whatever. Set up your own, have your own identity, have your own goal and pursue it, and none of this tomfoolery should be able to lead you astray. So that's all I have. This has been a long ass chat. Peace be upon you all and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.